stuff, it all comes back to Scheana.
Will you ever be friends with Lala and Katie again?
Bestie, we need to talk because Scheana Shay has spoken. Yes, I personally checked on Scheana. And by personally, I went on over to her YouTube channel because you know she spills all the tea over there. Here's what's going on. She talks about how VPR season 11 was the worst season ever.
It was me going through one of the hardest times in my life silently, which, yes, I chose to keep that secret, and I just wasn't ready to open up about that yet. So
in case you didn't know, around that time, Scheana was going through her own infidelity of her marriage with Brock.
Keeping something so big like that a secret inside, it was eating me alive every day. And it was so hard. And I took it out on the wrong people. I wasn't the best version of myself.
So while Scandival happened with Ariana and Tom, Scheana found out that Brock cheated on her husband that they share a child with. And she called the whole thing a learning lesson and that she has paid for it.
I felt like I was trying to give Tom grace, to give Brock grace, and that just wasn't landing. And I just was a shell of a human. I was not myself. I made a lot of bad judgment calls that season. I said things I shouldn't have said. And, I'm the one who's had to pay for it. So it was a very large learning lesson. It has changed how I move in friendships now.
So is this giving Scheana Shay apology tour?
Will you ever be friends with Lala and Katie again?
But it does not stop there, because this situation with Lala ex Scheana is getting very weird. She asked herself if she would ever be friends with Katie and Lala again. The real tea is Katie would never be friends with Scheana again.
Katie and I, we DM. We've had some little conversations here and there. I think the thing about Katie, and I know I've said this on the podcast before,
she calls Katie a ride or die girl's girl. And then she confesses about not being a good friend.
I was so insecure in my own ways that I wasn't able to see what an amazing friend I had right in front of me. What a girl's girl, ride or die, solid fucking human.
You guys, this matters because people took Scheana and Lala's side of this whole thing. Like, people really took their side, and now Scheana's saying that side was wrong. And all I'm saying that if your frenemy is saying that you were good friends and regrets doing you wrong and is begging to be friends again, you're the good person or friend. Like, good job, Katie. Like, all the people always come out saying Katie was the realist.
And I regret that. And I have expressed that to her. And that's all I can do. If one day we come back together, I would love that. But for now, commenting on, Instagram stories and just, hyping her up, like I enjoy doing that. I was not a great friend to her. So
is this giving Scheana Shay apology tour?
I don't know. If I were her, I don't know that I'd want to be friends with me again. Let's see. Is Luke really Lala's sperm donor? No. I mean, you guys all saw the sperm donor party on season 11. I don't think Luke matched all of that criteria. I don't know what's public about all of that info, but I do know that Lala saw baby photos of the dad and also heard his voice. So I think for sure, because I remember her being like, oh my God, his voice, like so sexy or whatever she said. I think she would know if that was Luke's voice because she's never said anything like that about Luke.
But you guys, what next changes everything. She talks about Lala. I get so confused because what? She doesn't name her, but she has to be talking about Lala, right?
Does it hurt when you see people you once considered to be close friends posting with her? Well, if I'm being honest, I do have a lot of people muted, so I don't see it. Here's the thing. People have to see things for themselves on their own timeline, and there's no reason to try to convince someone otherwise. I'm not going to be telling all of the girls on the valley, don't be friends with her. She's this, she's that. No, they'll see it at the time. They've seen it before. They've forgiven. They'll see it again. It's inevitable. You know, I just think that people need to learn for themselves. I could give a warning, but at the end of the day, what does that do? If you want to be friends with her, go and be friends with her. I would never tell someone, do not be friends with her. But I hope that she learned from our experience and friendship fallout and is doing better with friendships in the future. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's messy, but thank you guys for checking on Scheana with me. She did mention Summer House, and of course she's Team Sierra like everyone else is. If you don't watch Summer House and you want me to break down Summer House, I can, because I love Summer House. I watched it like, I don't even know, you guys, I like jam so much reality TV in my head, but I love Summer House, and it's crazy what happened. So if you guys want me to break that down, write it in the comments, but subscribe so we can keep rehashing this mess together. Bye. Oh my God, you guys, I had to come in real fast and tell you guys I've been watching Vanderpump Villa. I said I wasn't going to watch Vanderpump Villa because I can't handle any more reality TV, but I just had to. And it's so crazy that I'm making this video about Scheana because Stassi mentions Scheana multiple times, and Scheana is the one who helped Demi.
So how were you influenced?
It was fucking Demi and Scheana.
And start over, and you don't have to see your old coworkers if you don't want to. And then sure enough, it all comes back to Scheana. Always. That is my cross to carry.
Oh, that's bold.
Yeah. That's how it started.
I don't
Demi and I weren't talking. And Scheana three-way called us.
Of
And
course.
she just asked if I wanted to patch things up with Demi. That's it. So then I started talking to Demi again, but with Scheana involved.
So Scheana calls you and says, hey, I know that you're mad at Jessie because she stopped talking to you. How would she know that?
I confided a lot in Scheana about everything that was going on.
Scheana's the cause of so many fucking problems. It always comes back to Scheana. Always, okay? I don't give a fuck. She's gonna love this. Hi, Scheana.
Like, it always comes down to Scheana. I just had to add this because it always comes down to Scheana, and I just thought it was funny. So I hope you guys have a good Sunday fun day, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Rehash and rewind, we'll spill the tea. Reality stars and what's on TV. Gossip and scandal, it's quite a thrill. Sit back, relax, you know the drill.